Hey girl, hey! Welcome and welcome back to Heavenly Zen Designs, where crafting and chaos meet. We mix media art with decor, life, and more. You just never know what we're getting into next. Go grab your coffee and pull up a seat. We got lots to do, people. Lots to do, and even more to talk about. My name is Kelly, and I am so excited you're here. Hey, before we begin, please do me a solid and share this channel with all of our friends. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you too can be the first to know when new videos are released. Thank you so much for joining me today on another high-end nursery kids room decor video. Today's lucky participant is my baby girl, Lexi Brooke. Boy, do I got a story to tell you guys today about little Miss Lexi. But first, let's talk about the supplies we are going to need today. So the letters I got from Michael's Crafts. The scrapbook paper and flowers I got from scrapbook.com. I have random gems and jewels, metals, and random porcelain objects. So there's frames and columns and buttons and all different kinds of stuff in that jar in particular. Now there are a couple things that I did not show here, and that is because I didn't know that I was going to be using them. Well, technically, okay, Kelly, y'all know that I'm a glitter girl, so you know that there's going to be glitter on this. But the one thing that I did not know we were going to be using was Nuvo crystal drops that I also got from scrapbook.com. You guys will see a little bit later what I do with those. So Lexi was very particular about her paper choices. She wanted to make sure that the paper behind that X got in there somewhere. She was very adamant about it. And so we just played around with them and tried to figure out which letter would mostly have the flowers that are on the very top of that page. We figured it out. It was the X, and she was very happy about her scrapbook paper choices and the letters that they went on. Okay guys, so what we're doing here, we've already lined up our letters onto our scrapbook paper. We outlined them. Now we're cutting it out. Now if you remember on the last video, Ely wanted her letters cut out so that you could see the white background of the wood letter. Now Lexi did not want that. Lexi wanted a frayed edge. So instead of cutting an 1/8 inch to the inside of our trace line, we are just going to cut it on the trace line, and that'll give me enough room to go around with some scissors and fray the edges. Now, she really wanted to lay out her design for her letters. So I laid the letters out and laid out all of the flowers and let her go to town. She put on flowers and porcelain, gems, and metals. Like, she literally tried to design her own thing. And I would be lying if I didn't say she was absolutely pumped with what she came up with. She was so proud of herself. All right, y'all, while I fray the edges of the scrapbook paper, I'm going to tell you the little story about Lexi. So I don't know if you guys watched my video when I did cut Ely's name set. However, in that video, I may or may not have said that Lexi was 6. I lied, y'all. She is not 6. She is 7. She will be 8 in June. But here's the backstory. You see, what had happened was this child has been 6 for several years because a couple years ago, when she just turned 5 or was just turning 5, we were going on vacation. And for her birthday, we told her, you will be 6. Even though you're 5, we're going to let you be 6 because we wanted to go horseback riding and their age cutoff was 6 years old. So from that point on, Lexi has been 6 for several years. So technically speaking, it's not my fault that I still refer to her as being a 6-year-old. Now, please don't be a negative Nancy and try to ruin it for everyone else. This happened several years ago, like I said. So please keep any kind of negative comments to yourself, okay? Okay. Seriously though, she took charge of that horse and led that horse way better than any of her older siblings or me. And we were super impressed for one and proud and still are proud. Very proud of her. Okay, Kelly, time to get back on track. What are we doing here? We are Mod Podging our scrapbook paper to our block letters. A light thin layer of Mod Podge on each of the letters, pushing the scrapbook paper down just to the edge, and then we're going to go back in with our Mod Podge and do the top and do a fanning motion like we did on Kylie's project. I usually do this half rainbow sort of fish scaly, I don't know what you call it, but it looks good no matter what, so I highly recommend. Okay, so now that we're done with all of our Mod Podge in the tops, we are moving on to decorating. Y'all, if you have never done this before, I can promise you this is my 7th set, and I can tell you right now, this took me pieces of several days. I'm talking from the 2nd until the 19th to complete this. I would get frustrated because I'm looking at this and I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not what she wanted. And, you know, I was trying to make her happy. So I would do something and then I'd wait for her to come home from school. And then I'd work on it a little bit more the next day and I have to wait for her to come home from school. This child was hands-on. If you do not see her hands in this video, it's because she was at school. But trust me, she knew what was going on every step of the way. And to be honest with you guys, I really feel like I was under a lot more pressure to do hers the way that she wanted it because she was so adamant on how things should look. And it made it a lot harder to complete this project, even though this is a 4-letter name. 4 letters. Now, did it turn out exactly as she wanted it? No, it didn't. But I think that we were able to work together and it turned out the way it was meant to be. And that's what's important. Now, I can give you guys a good example of what I'm talking about. You see that butterfly that's beside the X? Yeah. She wanted that butterfly somewhere on one of her letters, and I tried over and over and over and could not get it to place where it was meant to be. Now, quick side note, yesterday my computer crashed and I lost the footage of me arranging the flowers on the eye. And just like clockwork, Lexi comes around the corner, looks at my computer, looks at me and says, I think your computer's dead. It's like, thank you so much for that tidbit of information there, Sherlock Holmes. Appreciate it. All right, you guys, let's get back to the video. So, what Lexi wanted to do, which is something that I have, again, never done on one of these projects, she wanted to use these Nuvo crystal drops in color antique rose. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, I have several different colors, and she chose this one to match her project. So as you can see, when you first put these down, they look like a ball sitting on top of, you know, a flat surface. But within a couple hours, they will actually become flat. So you cannot put these too close together. Otherwise, just like if you have a drop of water, it beads into itself. And then you have, you know, 2 dots that look like one big old mess. With that being said, though, I'm not a pro at these Nuvo Drops. I have used them multiple times over the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years and have figured out how to put them down without, well, I will say with less mistakes. Because did I make mistakes on this project? Absolutely. Wiped it off, did it over, and voila! Lexi all have Nuvo crystal drops. All right, next step. So here we have my famous glitter. Okay, it's not famous, but you guys know I'm a glitter girl. So putting this glitter on probably took me a little over 35-40 minutes to do the Lexi. And on the L, I just put it on the flowers. On the E, I put it on the butterfly, flowers, and some other places that were darker to give more contrast. And when I got to the X, of course, it went on the flowers. And then honestly, it kind of went on the whole letter, but it was more concentrated in the center where the pink is darker in the middle. And then on the I put it on the letters. There were words and also the truck that is on there with the ribbon. I also put it on the embellishments, the flowers, the leaves, but I did not put it on the metal, the porcelain, or the jewels. And what I meant earlier was that I was putting it on the flowers on this scrapbook paper, But I did end up, like I said, also putting it on the embellishments. So now that it was all said and done, I pulled the letters closer so Lexi could look at them. And she was ecstatic, y'all. Ecstatic. She was so happy. She said they turned out better than she imagined. She also wanted me to tell you guys that she said, "Hi, bye." Well, there you have it. That is it. I hope you enjoyed what we did today. As always, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions about the process or where I get my supplies and it's not already in the description box, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Again, please do me a solid and share this channel with all of our friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon if you haven't done so already, so you too can be the first to know when new videos are released. Until next time, craft like crazy, reign in the chaos, live life to the fullest, and I'll meet you right back here in my next video.